Good evening. So it is about 10:15 on Sunday evening, and I was hoping to do a video to go up for tonight and then another one to go up for tomorrow, but I had some drama to deal with when I got in from my boyfriend's today, so that didn't happen. So this will go up for Monday afternoon sometime. So I think I have a rant, but first things first. My weekend was nice. I hope everybody else had a nice weekend. Anybody who happens to be watching. I went to my boyfriend's for Saturday afternoon and came home Sunday afternoon, this afternoon. And it was nice. I thought he was working on his buddy's car after work on Saturday, but I guess they were calling for rain or something, so he'd said to his buddy, Sunday will be better. So we had the whole afternoon, which was nice. We went for dinner at an early dinner, like 4:30 or something like that, 4:30, at Eastside Mario's. Excuse me. We went for an early dinner at Eastside Mario's. My boyfriend got a full rack of ribs and some fries and gravy. The fries and gravy smelled really good. The ribs looked a little overdone to me, but I don't eat meat, so I don't care. And I got like a shrimp pasta thingy that was not really spicy, but it had a little kick to it. It was nice. It was a little soupier than I was expecting. The sauce was just really kind of soupy. It was good, but it was soupy. And had I known that, I would have ordered bread with it. Instead of, I ordered some mozzarella sticks for an appetizer that I kind of shared with my boyfriend a little bit, because I'm nice like that. He didn't share no fries with me, but whatever. But had I known how thin the sauce was, I totally would have gotten bread, because I'm a good Irish girl and I like to dip my bread in my sauces. But that's all right. It was nice. It was good. We had a little chatty time before dinner came, and then of course once food comes, we could give two shits about each other. We just want to eat. I was hungry. I was really hungry. I hadn't eaten all day. And then we went to Walmart and got him some Pepsi, and I grabbed myself a Gatorade. I meant to bring a couple of Gatorades with me from home, because at some point I always run out of coffee, and then I get like wicked dry mouth, and he's got nothing but Diet Pepsi at the house, and I don't drink pop as a general rule. And it's a cold day in hell before I drink water, so but I forgot to bring Gatorade, so I grabbed just a great big one from Walmart. And we grabbed some snacks, some chips, and some ice cream, and like three different flavored bags of chips. I think one of them was that spicy dill that Miss Vicky's does. Oh my god, it's so good. I love anything dill pickle flavored. Oh my god. And some ketchup chips, and then some plain chips with a jalapeno cheese dipping thing, which we never ate. And some chocolate peanut butter cup ice cream, which we kind of dabbled in. We murdered the other two bags of chips, the ketchup and the dill, and had a little bit of ice cream. And we watched, what did we watch? We watched Conjuring 2, because I saw there was a Conjuring 3. I didn't know there was a Conjuring 2. So we watched Conjuring 2 and then Conjuring 3. And I tried to talk him into putting the first Conjuring on, because I figured, why not watch the trilogy, even if it was all out of sequence. But they have really not much to do with each other. So, but yeah, he's like, that'd be overkill. That's too much. So it's like, okay, sorry. So there was another movie that we watched, and for love or money, I can't remember what the hell it was. Oh, it was called Nobody. And it was kind of funny. It's kind of an action, funny movie. I didn't know any of the actors in it except for Christopher Lloyd was in it, which I found absolutely hysterical. The main character is like a retired assassin or something, and he lives this really mundane life, and like he doesn't even hug or kiss his wife, and his son thinks he's kind of a drag, and the only one that seems to really like him is his little daughter. Like, it's funny. Like, he and his wife sleep in the same bed, but there's like a literal pillow wall that separates them. It's so funny. And then you find out through the course of the movie that he's like this badass killer. And his dad was too. His dad is played by Christopher Lloyd, and he's not in it as much as he should be, because he's friggin' hysterical, because it's Christopher Lloyd. And he's like just a badass. And it was the best thing I ever seen in my life. It was so funny. So that was fine. And I can't remember, I think it was one of the Conjuring movies we were watching. My eldest son texted me. Here comes the rant. He and his girlfriend, they've been together, I think, almost 3 years now. We're having a fight or whatever, and he called me up, like, crying and hyperventilating, like borderline panic attack. I mean, the kid was just beside himself. And I'm not going to get into too much detail about it because it's the internet, but yeah, he didn't get into it too much with me on the phone. I mean, in between hyperventilating sessions, it was just like, huh? And all I could really understand clearly was that somehow or another, they have a dog that they got together that stays at her place. And all I got clearly out of him was that the dog was there. And I said, well, okay, well, excuse me while I go skipping down Selfish Road, bud, but why in the fuck is the dog there? Like, priorities. Why is the dog there? And he said something like they had an agreement that if something happened in the relationship, that he would take the dog. And I said, why would you make that decision? Because it's your home, but it's my house. I don't want any pets in my house. Like, my house has been a pet-free house since like August last year. Like, no, no more pets. But he was really upset. He's like, I just want to cuddle my dog. I was like, oh, go cuddle your goddamn dog. He's like, I'm not even in town. Like, my boyfriend lives in another town. I was like, there's absolutely nothing I can do for you right now. Go cuddle your goddamn dog. Make sure its tail doesn't whap everything off my goddamn tables. Clean up the freaking dog fur, which he hasn't done yet, before I get home. And I want that dog gone. Like, no pets, no babies, just saying. And so that's fine. He promised to contain the dog and try and get some sleep. I mean, I know the kid was just heartbroken last night. Like, it was really hard to listen to and not lose my shit. But there's nothing I could do. I wasn't even in town. Like, you know, shit always hits the fan when you're not in town, right? Like, go figure. The one time I go to do something for me and, like, the world falls apart, right? So, I came home this afternoon and, you know, I went and got my youngest from his dad's, and I think they're going to take the Equinox. I'm so excited. Yeah, I think they're going to try and come down tomorrow. I told them I'd text them when I'm done work, so we'll see. Fingers and toes crossed, please, everybody, that the Equinox is gone. But I picked up my youngest and came home, and I said to my youngest in the car, just a heads up, you know, John, you know, Boo Boo's world has hit the fan, and he's not a happy Boo Boo. And I need to deal with that. So, you know, just go in, head down, mouth shut, get on the YouTubes, and let me go talk to Boo Boo. So he's like, okay, like, he's 11. He has no clue. He's like, okay. So I got Monkey sorted on the computer, and I went upstairs, and I'm knocking on my older boy's room, and he's like, yeah. I opened the door. He was gaming or something. And I said, okay, well, I'm home now. He's like, do you want to talk? Like, you know, had me all worked up last night. Like, I'd like to know what's going on. He's like, later. I was like, Kidoki. So I had to figure out what to do for dinner because I'm a dumbass and I didn't take anything out of the freezer on Saturday before I left. So everything's frozen. And it was pushing 4 o'clock. So, and I don't like to de-thaw anything in the microwave. Like, it just never works out well. So I was like, well, pizza it is. Well, our regular pizza place isn't open on Sundays, and I always forget that. So I ended up ordering pizza. But they're better than Domino's. I hate Domino's, and I hate Little Caesars. So, and the other places around town are just stupid expensive. So I don't care how good they are. I ain't paying that for pizza. So I ordered a large cheese pizza and a Caesar salad. Now the guy says to me, do you want bacon or chicken? And I'm thinking, well, Caesar salad has bacon in it. Like, what the fuck's your problem? It's like bacon. And my neighbor's coming out, thinks I'm crazy, sitting in my car talking to myself. And so that's fine. They tell me to come in like 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, I go get my pizza and my Caesar salad. And my eldest said he didn't want the pizza. He doesn't like pizza. He said, I'll figure something out. Don't worry about it. Kidoki. And the little one doesn't eat salad. So get home and I, you know, divvy out the pizza for me and Monkey. And get the salad dressing into my salad and everything. And I'm looking at this fucking monstrous, disgusting salad. And it's like shredded lettuce. Like something you'd put in a wrap. Like, and the bacon is like decent chunks of bacon. Which is nice. But for my taste, it's barely cooked. Like, had it been hot, it would have been what I call like juicy bacon. Like, I like my bacon literally burnt. I burn the shit out of my bacon. Okay, bacon is a very fatty meat. I have no gallbladder. If I eat fatty meat or anything deep fried, I'm in absolute hell. Like, absolute hell. So I had to pick out all the bacon that I paid for and throw it away. Now I know what you're saying. I'm just said I'm a vegetarian and I put bacon in my... Yes, I'm a vegetarian, not by choice. And yes, I have bacon in my Caesar salad. I love me some pig. It is tasty goodness. I generally eat it once a year at Christmas, and I pay for it for about a week. But I don't care because it's Christmas and I'm digging on some swine. So, and when you have a Caesar salad has bacon in it. There are just some things that is the law of the world, and you don't screw with it or you mess the space-time continuum and it's a world of bad, okay? So, picked out all the goddamn bacon I paid for, and I ate me a shredded Caesar salad. It was just... It was wrong. It was wrong in so many ways. Don't ever order a Caesar salad or a salad of any variety from Pizza Pizza because they don't know how to make salad. Just saying. There's a rant for you. Now, this thing with my son, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it because it's the internet, and not that I get many views or many people commenting or anything, but it is the internet, and I will protect both my son and this girl. Because they're kids, and I mean, come on, they're learning. But I will say that I feel very torn because, you know, I love my son fiercely. I would kill for my son. No questions asked. But I also very much like this girl. I think she is generally a very strong character. And I think that generally she has a good head on her shoulders. But in this case, I will say I feel they are both equally wrong. And since I haven't spoken to her, I can't really speak on her side of things, but I will say I feel they are both wrong equally. And from the one-sided stuff that I'm getting, because I mean, she was here earlier tonight and they were talking with I just happened to come out for a cigarette. I didn't even know she was here. I thought he was upstairs. But I guess they'd been talking in the backyard, and so when they came around the side where I was having my cigarette, I was just kind of head down, mouth shut, like, yeah, I'm not here, la 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 la. I don't want to know. I don't want to get involved. And she kind of stormed off. She didn't want to talk no more, and she left. But, yeah, I mean, typical girl drama, right? Like, she leaves. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then she calls him. Or, yeah, she called him. I was sitting right there. And, you know, I don't know the whole story. So I'm trying really hard not to form much of an opinion, right? Because anything I do have comes from my son. And, you know, like I said, I do very much like her. Very, very much. You know, she's a very sweet girl. But she was kind of pissing me off tonight. You know, he was trying to talk to her and she was talking over him. And I hate it when people do that. I fucking hate that. Especially when the situation is tense and you're trying to get your side out. Like, and girls are horrible for that. I mean, as a girl, I'm here to tell you, girls are horrible for that. They will talk over, especially when they're talking to men. They will talk over them, and you know, when they're angry, it's, you know, me, and my feelings, and blah, 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 blah. And, oh, so glad I have boys. If I had a daughter, holy shit. And we got into it, fuck. No. No. You know, that high and mighty righteous, I'm the one wronged, and blah, blah, blah. And I've never met a chick that didn't have that mentality. And I'm including myself, okay? I'm a chick. It's a chick thing. And I've told both my boys for a very long time now, girls are crazy, okay? That's why all my friends have always been dudes. I can't handle that drama. Oh, my sweet Lord. So glad I have boys. But at the same token, you know, it's like they get on that high and mighty, I'm right, I'm the victim fucking mentality. And, you know, the guy's like begging and pleading, and I'll change and I'll do everything I can to make things better and give you my undivided attention and la la. And I'm like, Mama didn't raise a doormat. Admit your wrongs. Absolutely. But, you know, I mean, they talked for a while and I tried to stay out of it. I actually had to walk away. And I mean, the only reason I was sitting out there listening is because she was carrying on. I mean, she'd been recording their conversations, which really pissed me off. I mean, if you're that kind of person, and you see it all the time, right? People keep texts and old messages and fucking recording conversations for years, right? And then something eventually goes wrong and they all of a sudden hit you with all this fucking bullshit. And it's like, okay, obviously you never really trusted me or whatever, right? Like, if you're that person that you're keeping the receipts, there is something seriously wrong with you. Like, you have trust issues that I can't even begin to help you with. Like, you need somebody professional to bounce some shit off of, because that's a whole other level. And not to mention that recording conversations without knowledge is illegal. And if you want to talk in legal terms, I mean, shit like that doesn't even hold up in court. So what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's just a whole other level. And that made me really angry. I heard him say that, and I fucking went in to go grab another cigarette. I was so mad I had to slam the door. I had to. My German-Irish blood was just a-boiling. So I slammed my door, and of course my youngest is on the computer there, and he jumped. What in the hell? I said, I'm sorry, monkey. There is some fuckery afoot, and I was starting to lose my temper, and I just had to let it out. I feel better now. I'm sorry. I love you. It's got nothing to do with you. It's fine. He says, what's going on? I said, baby, you don't even want to know. Like, it's really not that deep, but, you know, I mean, it's stuff that you don't even need to worry your pretty little head about. Like, don't worry about it. Go back to your YouTubes. And I went back outside and lit up a cigarette, and I sat there because I thought, if this chick is going to sit here and record everything, then I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be because I'm listening to every word he said. And I can hear her somewhat over the phone. And he's trying to talk and explain and, you know, gush and beg and plead, and that was really pissing me off too. And she's talking over him. And it's like, if you don't want to hear what the other person has to say, there's absolutely no point in having a conversation, because that's not a conversation. That is a one-way accusation. I mean, communicating doesn't work that way. Communicating is two people talking. One person talks, the other listens, processes what's being said, and then speaks their side. Like, oh dear shit. Like, I know they're young, but they're 20. I mean, we don't understand at 20 how to communicate. And emotions are high and whatever. But I've been telling him since last night, turn your goddamn phone off. Turn off your notifications, turn all that shit off, and just don't. You're not in the right head to talk about anything. She's obviously not in the right head. Like, you're not doing each other any good by reacting on emotion. You're not processing anything. Nobody's listening to what anybody else has to say. Like, it does more harm than good. It really does. So, like, both of you shut the fuck up. Turn your goddamn phones off. Stop trying to communicate. Like, stop trying to get at each other. Don't go on social medias with each other. Don't phone. Don't text. Don't do none of that shit. Just stop. Breathe. Regroup. And get your head on straight. You can't deal with things solely with emotion. You have to have your head on. You have to be able to think. You have to use some sort of logic. You can't solve a problem when you're running solely on emotion. Like, so I told him all that again tonight, because he also said to her tonight on the phone that he wants her to come over and talk and with me there. So he like as a mediator or whatever. Like, yeah. And I said, look, I'll do it. I mean, if that's what you want me to do, I'll be like, that's fine. But I'm not having any of this anybody talking over anybody bullshit. And neither of you are going to talk over me, because I promise I'm louder than both of you. I'll win. I will be heard. But I told him I'll tell her the same thing I told you, and which is you are both wrong. Equally. And you both have to take ownership for your wrongs. Both equally. Or nothing is solved. Nothing will get fixed. Nothing will be understood. You know, like, I said, I have no problem hearing the two of you out. And whatever, but I mean, at some point, you're both going to get my opinion, so you best be fucking ready for it, because neither of you might like it. But if I have to sit and fucking listen to it, I have the right to voice my opinion. Just so we're clear. And I mean, I personally have no dog in the fight. I could care less if they stay together or if they break up. Now, I love my son to death, and I want him happy. And, you know, going through a breakup is not a happy thing. But, and I do very much like her. But, you know, I said, if there's no trust there on both sides, like, you can't have one person doing all the work. You can't have one person trying to prove to the other all the time that they're working and that they're, you know, working to change and whatever the fuck. You both have to do it. Like, there's, you know, come on now. And if only one person is willing to do the work, then there ain't nothing there to fight for. You know, I mean, that's just somebody abusing their power and, you know, getting enjoyment out of seeing another beg and plead, and that's just not going to happen. Like I said, I didn't raise a doormat. You can give up a lot of things for a relationship, right? Or whatever. You never, under any circumstances, ever give up your self-worth. Ever. You never let yourself be a doormat for anyone. Ever. I don't care. Like, that really concerned me to hear him talking like that. I'll do whatever it takes and la, 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 la. You only do what you can do. And if the other person is not willing to do their share, then it's done. Right there. Dead in the water. It's not going to go anywhere. And you need to come to terms with that and either move on entirely or accept that maybe you're just better off as friends. There is nothing wrong with that, if you can handle that. And that is usually not the case, in my experience. You know, that's why my exes are exes, and with the exception of my youngest dad, I have zero contact with any of my exes. Because there's a reason we are ex. We did not get along. For whatever reason. Bye-bye. You know. But some people can make that shit work. My brother does it all the time. My brother, I bet you my brother's friends with the vast majority of his exes, but whatever. I think it causes problems, but... Oh, there's my boyfriend wondering how the drama's going. I will tell him later. I don't know. You could not pay me to be that age again. You could not pay me to be that age again. From about 13 to about 30, maybe? I mean, Jesus Christ, I hated myself. Never mind dealing with other people. Fuck. You could not pay me to go through any of that again. God damn it. I feel bad for both of them. You know, I do feel bad for both of them. I do, of course, tend to lean more toward my son because he's my son. But I do like this girl. And like I said, she does generally have a very good head on her shoulders. And I do believe that she's very strong of character. But everything is just so emotional right now that it's just friggin' nuts. And of course, you know, I mean, we were all there once or twice, right? Your first love and whatever, and it, you know, goes bad for whatever reason, and, you know, it's the end of the fucking world, right? Oh, I'll never find anybody else. There's always somebody else. You know. And I tried explaining that to my eldest tonight, you know, like, yeah, I mean, come on now. There are billions of people on this planet. There's, you know, you're fine. You can't go with the mentality of, you know, there will never be anybody like your first love, ever. Nobody will ever be like your first love. And hopefully you can look back on it with some sort of fondness and whatever at some point, right? Like, ideally. But let's, you know, I mean, let's take a step back and think realistically here. Like, there will be others. I mean, unless you're one of the few that actually, you know, stays with your first love and whatever, and good for you. That's all very notebook-ish of you and whatever. You know, they'll write romantic books about you, and poetry and sonnets and whatever, but that's usually not the case. But good for you if it was. Yeah, couldn't pay me to be that age again. Couldn't pay me. Nope. Yeah, I felt bad that I just so happened to not be in town this weekend because, yeah, that poor boy was just beside himself last night. It really pissed me off, quite frankly. Was not a happy mama. But whatever, I had to live my life too, so. Yeah, so I think he's upstairs gaming now, and my youngest is up in his room, probably fiddling around on his phone or something. Actually, he might have gone to bed. I don't think his light's on. I don't know. Anyhow, that was the whirlwind that was my weekend. Tomorrow, I'm working with my boss and the other girls to be a 3-man team again tomorrow, I do believe. So, we'll see how that goes. Should be good. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting the routine down. And then hopefully after work, I will text my youngest boy's dad and see if they can come down and take a look at this car. And hopefully they take it. And, you know, hopefully they decide that they want it. And eventually get it the frig out of my driveway, because that would be awesome. But we'll see. We shall see. So I'm going to jump off here now, and I think I'm going to watch some CSI for a little bit. And I got to text my boyfriend back. And go to bed so I'm well rested for work tomorrow. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope the weather was nice. And to anybody watching, have a good night. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk later.